Hey everybody, Wendy from Cinnamon Sweet Shop. In today's video, I'm going to be making an espresso chocolate marble chiffon cake. To make this recipe, you're going to need a lot of ingredients. So for the cake portion, you're going to need some egg whites, a lot of egg whites at room temperature. It works best that way. Whole wheat pastry flour. I'm keeping this lower on the sugar, so I'm using my Stevia blend, cup for cup sugar substitute, but you can use a granulated sugar, preferably organic, vanilla extract, egg yolks. I have some espresso brewed, nice and strong, baking powder, salt, some espresso powder, oil. I'm using canola oil, but you can use any neutral flavored oil you want, cocoa powder. I'm using some very bittersweet, about 70% cacao chocolate chopped. And I also am using some creme fraiche. Now you can use sour cream in place of this. And you're going to need a 10-inch pan. You can use a bundt pan. I just happen to have a springform pan that I'm going to be using, not greased. In a large bowl, add in 5 tablespoons of very hot water to your cocoa powder. Stir it real well, making sure there's no lumps and that it's totally combined. In another bowl, stir together your brewed espresso and your espresso powder. In the bowl for my mixer, I'm going to sift the flour. Mix in about 3/4 of the sugar or your sugar substitute. Then add in the salt and the baking powder and continue mixing. I'm using the paddle attachment for this, and we're going to add in all of the egg yolks. I like to give this a quick mix to get it a little bit combined before adding in the rest. Then add in either your creme fraiche or your sour cream. Add in your oil and your vanilla extract. Put this on a medium speed to blend it. Then once it's a little bit combined, raise it to high speed, and you want to blend this until it's very light in color, mixed well. It's going to take about 3 minutes. Don't forget to scrape down the sides to make sure everything's incorporated. Look how nice and light and fluffy and well mixed this is. Next, we're going to add about half the dough batter into your melted chocolate. Mix it together. Then gently stir in your chopped chocolate. In the bowl where you have your espresso mixture, add the remaining batter. And mix real well until it's combined. Now we're going to whip the egg whites. So as I said earlier, you want to make sure they're at room temperature. That way they'll whip up better. And you want to make sure that the bowl you're using is completely clean, free of any kind of oil residues, and dry. And beat this with using the whisk attachment of your mixer until about soft peaks form. It's going to take a couple of minutes. This is at the beginning of the soft peak stage. So as this is on at high speed, that's when you'll want to slowly add in your sugar. You want to beat this until this is about shiny with soft to medium peaks. Evenly divide your egg whites between your chocolate mixture and your white batter. Just eyeball it. you're going to gently fold this in. I'm going to fold it in until there's no streaks of white. I'm going to take a little bit. Pour about 1/2 of your cake batter, of your chocolate cake batter, into the pan. And evenly spread it out. Then 1/2 of your vanilla batter, or it's really espresso batter, on top of that. Now each layer isn't going to cover the bottom layer, and that's fine. Just going to spread it out a little bit. Then add the remaining chocolate on top of that. And then add the remaining espresso batter on top of your chocolate. Bake this at a 325-degree oven for about 60 minutes. Now this should be springy to the touch when it's done. I'm leaving my cake on a cooling rack on top of a tray to cool for a while. Now while I'm waiting for my cake to cool off, I'm going to make the chocolate glaze. And to do that, I have a pot with about 1 inch of water, just barely simmering. And in this bowl, I have 4 ounces of dark chocolate. Now you can use milk chocolate if you prefer. I like dark chocolate better. It is less sweet, a little bit better for you. And I'm going to add 1/4 cup of heavy cream. Then we're going to add in a tablespoon of brewed espresso. And you want to keep stirring this until it's melted and smooth. Now, you might need a little bit more cream just to get to that pourable consistency. Once your chocolate's totally melted, we're going to take this off the heat and let it sit for about 5 to 10 minutes. Now, your chocolate should be at a pourable consistency, and if it's not, you're going to have to add more cream to it. I'm using an offset spatula. Just going to pour this on top, right through the center. Then just spread it around a little bit, bringing it to the sides so it could just drip down the sides a little bit. It's not supposed to look real neat. This will be very messy looking. Now you can let this set at room temperature and it'll harden a little bit and then serve. Or you could serve it the way it is. This is what your cake should look like when it's done. This is the marble on the inside. Don't forget, this recipe's at my website, cinnamonsweetshop.com. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for so much more, and I'll see you all next time.